Michael Jordan is known for being the greatest basketball player of all time and also a billionaire through his Air Jordan brand. But what if I told you there's another NBA player that wasn't even close to being as talented as Jordan, but is just as wealthy? Meet Junior Bridgeman. Welcome back to Triple Double, and in today's video, we'll be going over an NBA player that's just as, if not richer, than Michael Jordan. Junior Bridgeman is a former NBA player you may have never heard of. He attended Washington High School, where he led his basketball team to a 29-0 record in an Indiana State High School basketball championship. Bridgeman, as a junior, led the University of Louisville to the 1974 NCAA Division I basketball tournament. As a senior, he led his school to the Final Four of the tournament, but they'd lose to UCLA, the eventual NCAA champion. After a great college career, in the 1975 NBA draft, the Los Angeles Lakers selected Bridgeman with the 8th overall pick. The Lakers wouldn't keep Bridgeman for long, as they had their eyes on a certain particular player. 3 weeks after the draft, Bridgeman was involved in a trade that saw Kareem Abdul-Jabbar come to the Los Angeles Lakers from Milwaukee. Yes, Bridgeman would play for the Bucks. He played as a sixth man for the most of his career. The Sixth Man of the Year award was first given out in the 1982-83 NBA season, which was Bridgeman's 8th season of his career. Many people believe that if the award was given out earlier, Bridgeman would have won it a few times. He ended up playing 9 seasons with the Bucks before being traded to Los Angeles to play for the Clippers. And the Clippers weren't too great. He played 2 years in LA before returning to Milwaukee to play 1 more season. Bridgeman would end up retiring after the 1986-87 season. He played in a total of 849 games, averaging 13.6 points per game. Bridgeman played in 711 games for the Bucks in total, which is still the team record for most games by a single player. For his accomplishments with the team, Bridgeman's number 2 was retired by the organization. He finished his career scoring over 11,000 points, 3,000 rebounds, and over 2,000 assists, and he would never stand out as a superstar with the Bucks. While Bridgeman was playing, he also served as the president of the National Basketball Players Association. He was the president from 1985 to 1988, before resigning after a controversy known as the Junior Bridgeman antitrust lawsuit. In this lawsuit, NBA players indicted the NBA for violation of antitrust laws by compensating to eschew matching offers for free agents. The NBA also abused the salary cap that led to a decrease in the total players' gross revenue, going from 61% to 54% from the 1983-84 NBA season. As president of the Players Association, Bridgeman learned the ins and outs from these business moguls that drive their desires for financial success. During a breakfast with then Bucks owner Jim Fitzgerald, Bridgeman admitted to the owner his interest to one day enter the business world, following his basketball career. Although Bridgeman wouldn't know it at the time, that decision would change his life forever. Now here's the part where Junior Bridgeman became a business mogul. While playing in the NBA, Junior Bridgeman was already planning on a life after basketball. During the offseason, most players would go on luxury vacations or they like to sit around and relax. But Bridgeman did neither one of these. His plan for the future was being set in motion. As a player, you have tunnel vision for championships and individual milestones to push your career further. There is rarely any time to think about another career, and the expiration date for players is 3 to 4 years on average. Junior Bridgeman said that I sat across from NBA owners during the collective bargaining agreement, and I noticed how happy they were, and what excited them extended beyond basketball. They weren't getting a fulfillment necessarily out of the team winning and losing, and I had to figure out what that was. There was a fulfillment beyond hitting the game-winning shot. They got their self-fulfillment out of making and creating something successful. I said to myself, that will last longer than basketball. He spent his offseason working at a Wendy's restaurant. Yeah, you heard me right, Wendy's. No, Bridgeman wasn't hurting for money, but he wanted to learn the business model of the fast food chain, with the hopes of owning his own in the future. On top of working at a Wendy's during the offseason, Bridgeman also attended law school, and he ended up purchasing 3 Wendy's while playing in the NBA. He said that since he was looking to invest in something, he figured that food would be the safest investment. And after retiring, Bridgeman created Bridgeman Foods Incorporation. Bridgeman started with a single Wendy's franchise, and over the next 3 decades, he would come to own 263 Wendy's locations in 123 Chili's restaurants in 20 states. Junior Bridgeman took a leap of faith, paying what was essentially his entire savings account from his playing career dollars to pony up for the additional restaurants. He worked 12 plus hours a day, learning the system and how to improve the bottom line of these stores. Instead of sitting back and collecting checks from a beach, Junior was frequently seen behind the counters working at his own restaurants. One day, a customer recognized Junior in his Wendy's uniform, making french fries. The customer was shocked and immediately called in to a local sports talk radio show to say how sad it was to see a formerly great NBA player down on his luck, forced to work in fast food asking people, "Do you want fries?" Little did he know, he invested in over 100 various Wendy's and Chili's restaurants, growing his fortune. In 2016, Bridgman's fortune grew even larger when he sold every restaurant he owned. And in 2017, he became a bottler for the Coca-Cola Company. He took it a step further in 2018 when he signed a letter of intent to buy bottling operations for Coca-Cola in all of Canada. And that's not cheap. Bridgman continued to grow his portfolio in December of 2020 when his company, Bridgman Sports and Media, bought the magazines Ebony and Jet for $14 million. And that was right after the magazines declared bankruptcy. The secret was something you knew all along, which was that in order to be successful in any endeavor, you had to be committed to what you're gonna do, and you had to be willing to put in the hard work, and you had to be willing to pick yourself up when things didn't go as you thought and to keep it going, Bridgman said. As a former athlete, Bridgman ran into doubters who wondered whether he'd make it in business. He knows that other aspiring entrepreneurs have faced the same skepticism. He said that there will always be more than enough people to tell you what you can't do or why you will fail. I think you have to listen to all of them, but don't make them the true compass of what you're trying to do and the true compass of your life. You have to look within yourself and determine, is this something I'm really dedicated to doing and that I want to see happen? And if it is, give your all to accomplish that goal. Hard work and dedication are words that Bridgman comes back to repeatedly when talking about what it takes to achieve success. Bridgman has been honored over the years for the incredible work he's done in the business world and for his solid play on the basketball court. Bridgman has personally supported the founding of several basketball camps and a Louisville boys' school for homeless children. Then, in 2017, the University of Louisville appointed Bridgman to the Board of Trustees. He also serves as a member of the Simmons College of Kentucky Board of Trustees. Bridgman's highest salary for one NBA season was $350,000. He earned a total of $4.2 million for his NBA career, and that's not even close to what he would be making if he played today. But it's not bad because since his retirement from the league, from all of his business endeavors, Bridgman's net worth has grown to over $600 million. He turned $4.2 million into $600 million just from off-the-court investments. And this makes him the second richest NBA player that has retired behind Michael Jordan and the seventh richest retired athlete in the world. Yet, while material wealth is a measure of that success, the 69-year-old Junior Bridgman said that it's not all about the money at this stage of his life. It's about helping other people better their lives. That's what the driving goal is. In Bridgman's view, if you can't look over your life and see where you helped someone, a group of people, a number of people make their lives better, then however many years you've lived, I say you've just lived in vain. You've missed the mark.
You have to get involved. You have to become a part of the community. It's a big part of what we're trying to do, not just in Kansas City and St. Louis and all the communities, is getting back involved. That's what ties a company to a community. That's what ties the people in the company to the community. And that makes a difference at the end.
And with that being said, that wraps up today's video on Junior Bridgman, one of the richest NBA players ever. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to Triple Double and drop a like.